Yes. All right. And we are live streaming day 5, share to group. All right. Always have to check and make sure sharing to the right place. And live streaming has begun. Let's see. Live streaming has begun. It's loading. It's loading. It's loading, loading, loading. Hello, Cultural Legacy Builders. Today is day 5 of the 5-day Cultural Legacy Builder Challenge. Are you building your muscles? Have you been working out every day? Each day there's been some amazing content according to my audience as well as myself. I think it's good if you can look at the things that you've accomplished and say, well done, well done. But it's not over. Here's an opportunity to go deeper, further, and faster. As I said, from the experiences that I've had, as well as the mentors that I've had in my life, the training, the education, and the teaching, all of those are the glue that holds it together, that makes you who you are. It makes you in a position to build this legacy, right? The legacy of creating wealth for generations to come. So each day I've been giving away a prize, and yesterday there was a prize that I said I'd give away today, and I will wait till the end of this challenge to announce that winner because I'm still seeing things in my chat. I'm seeing things in my messenger. And today is also the fast action bonus today. So I don't want to give it away to someone who has already purchased the offer. So there we go. I will go ahead and recap where we've been and where we are going. Day 1, we started out with the foundation of this entire challenge of what we're building, the foundation of the structure that we are completing, because we are leading to a blueprint, a plan, if you will, on how you are going to develop your own legacy. How are you going to build that from your culture to the legacy you are creating to that actual plan, right? That actual plan that you're creating. So the foundation laid out, what are the basic things you need to start with? You start with what you have. If you have something in your hands, you start with what's in your hands. Hopefully, if you're a homeowner, that's a good starting point. If you're not a homeowner and you have other assets such as stocks, bonds, fine collectibles, jewelry, whatever it is you have of value, that is your foundation. That is where you're starting. You may even have vehicles that are paid off. I mean, whatever it is you have, that's your foundation where you're starting off. Day 2, we talked about that frame, which I called walls. Those walls were investments. I gave you the example of actually owning my first home and turning that into an investment. That's one way to do it. Or you may go out and purchase your own investment. Those are different vehicles, if you will, different walls, different frames that you are setting for day 2, which is what I call in my blueprint, the investment phase. Now, investments can be a myriad of ways, from not having an actual asset, such as notes. You could do wholesaling. You could do various strategies, BRRRR strategies, lease options, lease purchase. There are a myriad of strategies that you can use for that stage 2, or day 2, which is what I talked about, which is the investment or walls. I called it walls in the challenge. So that's walls, frames, investment, all of those terms I'm using synonymously. And then day 3, we talked about the roof, right? The coverage, because we're building this structure of legacy, and the structure needs to have some protection. That coverage was on day 3. Day 3, we talked about what are the components to protect yourself from entities to insurance to preventing taxation or avoiding high taxation to avoiding probate. All of those are the components of that protection on that roof. And then day 4, which was yesterday, We talked about culture. We talked about what's inside the house, and how culture is typically perceived as an exterior thing. Culture is what you see. However, culture is what lies beneath, right? What's in you. I talked about the process of having the trips that I would have every year to my grandparents' home. That was part of the cultural process where I would see family every year. My parents ensured that I knew who my relatives were. We would take those trips to Mississippi every year. Has anyone ever done that? Has Am I the only one that has experienced that, where you take those trips every year to pilgrimage to your homeland, so to speak? I also talked about knowing where you come from, knowing that ancestry. And I shared with you how I have a relative and I'm in a process of creating a uh, family reunion for my mother's side of the family, and how important it is to know where you come from. Because if you know where you come from, you can also determine where you're going to. You can build upon where you've come from to set sights on where you're going to. I happen to come from a lineage of homeowners, and that is the trajectory in which I'm going. But maybe you don't have that same experience. Maybe you have a different experience. Well, the great thing about this program is that you can start now. You can start where you are right now. You are the cultural legacy builder. You, yes, you are the cultural legacy builder. Does not have to come from your parents, does not have to come from your grandparents. You can start with you, especially if you don't have that heritage or that DNA, so to speak, regarding ownership. I remember ownership from the context that I'm speaking has to do with real estate. You might have a different lens, but that's the lens I'm using for this challenge, is real estate. Now, I've had other people come to me and say, well, what if you're not married? What if you don't have kids? What if, what if? You can start with you. And from my recollection, most people, well, I shouldn't say most people, I started my home ownership journey before I had children. Actually, no, I had children, and then I started my home ownership journey. But the property that I would inherit by not by not by death, but I inherited through a deed, a transfer of deed prior to death, as well as a deed afterwards. That was property that was already in existence, waiting for me for the future. So I said all that to say it's not too late. It's not too late for you. It's not too late to start over. If you've experienced default, if you've experienced short sales, if you know what those are, if you've experienced any pushback on owning real estate, it's not too late. It's not too late. I think someone needed to hear that. It's not too late for you to experience this process of growing your legacy, your cultural legacy that you are building as a wealth generator, to leave an inheritance for your children's children. The Bible talks about a good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. And that is exactly the trajectory in which we're going. Now I want to share with you, today is the blueprint day, the day of pulling the plan together. So the offer that is provided is a workshop. It's a 2-day workshop. And those 2 days actually start next week. From that workshop, we will explore the 3-step process, that blueprint of becoming a legacy builder. And I say becoming a legacy builder because you're learning this process through a different lens. You may already be an investor. You may already be a homeowner. You may already have a will or a deed or some sort of transference vehicle. You may already have those 3 pieces, but in this workshop, you'll learn how to put it together. You learn how to put it together and plan for the next strategy that you plan to implement to fill those trusts, to fill those entities, to use those entities properly. Because you may already have, as I said, some of these tools. You may have a will, you may have an insurance policy, you may have real estate, you may know about investing and maybe never started investing. So there's a myriad of examples of where you might be right now. And that's where you start with developing your plan. Your plan is specific for you. No one else is like you. No one else has the same legacy that you do. No one has the same DNA that you do. No one has the same vision as you do. No one has the same children as you do, unless you're a couple, right? So we're looking at packaging a blueprint, a plan that's tailor-made just for you. And within that plan, we'll take those 3 steps and expand them and dive deep into those various components on how you can for example, move from the ownership piece to the investment piece. And if you're already in that investment piece, if you want to build additional walls, right? Additional walls, which are investment vehicles to add to your portfolio. Now, I mentioned a mentor of mine, Joel Block. He talks about the revenue octopus. I shared a little bit of this yesterday. But the theory behind the revenue octopus is that you have multiple streams of income. Now I didn't pull up that verse, and maybe I'll find it and put it in the thread. But there's a verse that says that 7 sources of income, and maybe sources is not the same word, but 7 sources of income, yes, even 8 is ideal to grow your wealth. For example, if you're in business for yourself, or you're doing some sort of business, whatever it is, or you have a job, a job, a W-2 job, that's one revenue stream. Now, if you take that and you add another revenue stream, let's say you have a side business that's online, that's another revenue stream. And let's say within the business that you do, you can do another source of business. Say if you're in real estate, you can not only do sales, but you can do property management. That's 3 sources. Let's say you're an investor and you have investment property. That's 4 sources. So as you continue to grow out those different revenue streams, and within the investment, you can have different strategies that generate additional revenue that will bring in sources of income. So all of that is part of your investment strategy, which is the walls, the second piece of your plan, the investment. And then the third part is the legacy piece. And I call it legacy piece because whatever you have grown in those first 2 steps, that foundational piece, whatever you've acquired, whatever you have, whatever you've built, is going to become your legacy. That is going to be what you are known for, what you are remembered for, and what you can leave for future generations. That is key. You're doing all of this for future generations. It's also impacting your livelihood today. So I hope you are certain that you are going to leave a legacy, because you are. Whether you intentionally do it or you do it by default, you are going to leave a legacy. And my goal in this challenge is to encourage you to do it intentionally. And I have a 3-step process that will help you get to that next level. It will help you get to that next level. Now, I see there's a couple of people. I want to see if there's anything in the chat that anyone has questions on before I go further, because I will talk until I have a question or questions. Do you see any in the chat, Nadisha? I wasn't able to see them before, but I'm not sure if you're able to see them either with your phone. Okay, I don't see any. Okay, so we talked about the plan. We talked about the workshop, which starts next week. The workshop starts next week, Friday and Saturday. And it's a 2-day workshop. The Friday time, it depends on the oh, I see something. Depends on the, let me look, oops. Let me look in the chat. Okay, for now. Sorry. I have all these bells and whistles going off. Okay. Turn my volume down. Okay. There we go. Now I can see. Now I can see the chat. Awesome. Okay. Hi, Catherine. Good to see you. Hi, Nardishta. Hi, Isabella. Now I can see you all. I opened the screen. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So I want to check in with you guys. Have you been enjoying what you've been receiving thus far? And are there any questions that you have regarding the workshop coming up, the VIP session, or anything that is being offered? I'd love to be able to answer your questions and help you get on the plan of your cultural legacy building. And I do see the highs. It's just good to see you guys. Good to see you here. And the VIP session was to start today, but I received some, oh, I have a mad face, number 3. Oh, who is that with a mad face? Angry. Isabella, are you angry? I see an angry face. Oh, I hope you're not angry. Maybe that was just a, I don't know, maybe that was my mistake. I see angry on there. Okay. Okay, so I've received some requests to make or push the VIP session to next week, Monday. Next week, Monday will be the VIP session. So if you've signed, thank you, Catherine. If you've signed up for the VIP session, we're going to start that Monday because I've had a couple of people say today will not work and the weekend will not work. So I'm pushing it off. Yeah, and today is the last day for the fast action bonus. The fast action bonus just means if you take me up on the workshop and you join us, because Najikshta is helping and supporting me in this process of bringing all the clarity to building this plan for you. Because we do use some tools. We use Facebook, we use Ancestry DNA. There's a couple of different tools that we use that would be helpful in helping you to build your own legacy plan. So, no, it was oops. All right. Thank you. Love you too. Okay. So I have to see, yeah, I did see that. I was wondering, I was like, oh, I didn't know you were angry, but I'm glad to hear it was a oops. So because I've received some requests to push the VIP session off, the VIP session starts Monday. Now today, the end of today is, or end of, at midnight tonight, the fast action portion of this offer expires. And what that means is you get a $500 discount if you take the offer tonight by midnight. And the offer price for the fast action bonus is $995. And then on Sunday at midnight, all these videos go away. You will be able to consume them, get as much content as possible from them, then they go away. I will offer something later for those who do not take the offer. But consume them, take your notes, explore what it is what your cultural legacy plan is, and build it yourself. You certainly can do it yourself. I've given some tools free. If you look into the guides, you'll see a resource guide. A lot of that content was part of a previous workshop. And I thought, okay, I'll put it on there for free. So you have a lot of tools that you can actually get started if you know how to navigate everything. However, if you want to have someone to work with that's done with you, that's where I come in. And that workshop starts next Friday and Saturday. Friday, it will start at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And then Saturday, I'll do it Saturday morning at 8:30. So that's the workshop times. Those are 2 90-minute workshops. And the first workshop will talk about owning it. investing in it. And then I'll split investment because that's a two-part process in the workshop. I'll talk about the investment strategies and the investment portion along with the legacy piece, because a lot of the entities go hand in hand with the investment pieces. So I hope that that's clear. So that's what's happening today. That's the action bonus goes away at midnight tonight. These videos stay up until Sunday at midnight, and then they go away. And it's just been a pleasure to serve you. It's been a pleasure to bring this, I say issue because in my mind, it's an issue because I fell into this process and realized that I was already being prepared for this, even before I realized it, from the career choices that I've made, from the parents of origin that I have, from the real estate I've acquired, from the real estate I've lost, from all of those has helped teach me just where I am today. It's helped me understand just how to help others in this process. Where do we sign up for the VIP and details? Great question, Catherine. It's actually in the guides. I'm not sure if Najishta is able to send that to you, but what I can do is I can message you because I still need your contact information to send you your gift. I don't think I received that yet. So I'm going to reply to you in the chat. It's in the guides, and I'll send you a message. Wow, that's cool that can do that live. So thank you for asking, Catherine. So I'll send you a message on that, and you can reply with your contact information so I can send you your gift because you want a gift for going live. You actually went live the most. So I really appreciated that. And let's see. So that's the one question that I did see. So the VIP sessions will start on Monday. And I was going to start them at the exact same time on Monday. I think that would be for consistency purposes. I'll start the VIP session Monday at 3:30. And the details of the VIP session is a deeper dive for Q&A of each day that we've gone through. I know some specific questions I believe I've answered. If I have not answered them to the level of what's the word? Specifically, specificity. Trying to say that word, it's not coming out right. If I haven't answered it specifically for you, then we can address that in the VIP session or message me. I do have one more day tomorrow, which is a bonus session. In the bonus session, I'll bring up maybe some classic outtakes from previous workshops so you can kind of see. That's what I'll do. I'll bring some classic outtakes from the workshop so you can see the level of thoroughness in what is happening in those workshops. Because I think if you don't have a peek, like a sneak peek of what it's about, you have no idea the level of resourcefulness, the level of specificity. That's the word I'm looking for. Still might not be saying it right, but that's what happens in the workshop. We go deeper, we go further, and we go faster. You're able to take that information. And I mentioned yesterday also briefly that from my very first workshop that I held on this legacy building, happened to be with a lady named Yolanda Baker, and maybe I can find that outtake. But she was so inspirational. She actually called me and asked me to keep doing these challenges. So because of what she received from it and what she's poured back into me, I've decided to keep this going. And typically I'll have people reach out to me and ask me, when are you running that again? When are you running again? Well, you know what? The time is now, because when Yolanda was in my challenge, in my group, she hit the ground running. She had this dream, this desire, this goal to leave an inheritance for her 17 grandchildren. And within months of her planning this out, um, connecting with her children to actually acquire new assets, she had these different strategies and plans. We went over some ideas and strategies. We went pretty deep. And then she fell ill and has since passed away. And when I saw her obituary that her kids sent me a copy of, it said legacy. And she was smiling on her, the picture that they sent me. And I thought, she got to do what she wanted to do, and she got to do it just in time. She was able to do what she set out to do just in time. And with the knowledge that she received, she was able to put documents in place so that her family would be protected, so that her family could carry on the legacy that she created, the legacy that she built. She built it based on her knowledge and skills that she learned by going through this challenge. So it's crucial. This isn't something that's passive, what do they say? Laissez-faire. This isn't a laissez-faire challenge. This is a challenge that will move you forward. It's a workshop that will move you forward to where you want to go in establishing this legacy that you are building for future generations. And you are generating wealth for your children's children, for those generations to come. So I'm down to the last couple of minutes. I just will check a really quick overview again to make sure I didn't miss anything. I want to hit a couple of points before we go off today. There is a playbook in the guides. You'll see the information about the playbook. I created I call it a cute little playbook. It's really a resource guide that helps you see the story and helps you see some aspects of my culture that has been aspects of my culture that have shown where there was disenfranchisement, for lack of a better word. Um, it shows that, and it shows moving forward some things that you can set in place. And it's a place where you can actually look and write things for your own family, your own culture, your own legacy, things that you are building. And I believe that is a very simple way to just look and see, okay, where am I right now? Can I look and see where I'm at right now and what I'd like to create, what I'd like to build, what legacy would I like to leave behind? And that playbook is $7. I'm on my 5th edition. And the goal with that is to expand that to my book, which is Unapologetically Me. I've written the book. I'm just in the process of revising certain chapters. And as part of the Legacy Builder, this particular challenge, I will add, if anyone wants to purchase the playbook, which is $7. If you want to purchase the playbook, I'll send a draft copy. I think I'll just slice out a chapter. I'll send a draft copy of the first chapter. Is that a deal? $7. That's a deal. And then the VIP is $95. And that again is going to start on Monday, same time, 3:30. And then the offer, fast action bonus, $9.95. That expires tonight at midnight. Then if you still want to take the offer, I'll announce what that new price will be tomorrow. But basically you're saving $500. So do the math, that's $14.95 for the offer. So you get $500 off if you take it tonight at midnight. All I need to know is you're on board and I will send you the link. These videos will stay up, as I said, until Sunday at midnight, and then I'll just remove them from this page, repurpose them in a funnel where I'll be able to give those out to the people that are in the workshop. Actually, I already have a workshop group, Facebook group, and that's where I'll put these videos. So they'll already be there waiting for you. Okay, so I look forward to seeing you inside the what did I name that group? I believe that group is called the Legacy Builder Workshop. That group is called the Legacy Builder Workshop, and that particular Facebook group is only for those who purchase the workshop. So that's not a group you can just, jump into. So it's been a pleasure serving you, and I will see you on tomorrow at the same time for a bonus session where I'll give you some little outtakes, I think, of the workshop. I think that would help you to capture the vision of what you can create, what you can build, what that legacy is for you. Cultural legacy builder. I keep putting the word create in here because it probably needs to get back in my title. I've been playing around with different title names, and I think that is kind of where I'm having a slight disconnect with getting people back involved that were previously involved, because I'm getting a messaging or messages from people that, hey, I want to be part of it. I want to be part of it. It's like, get in the group, see the videos. So I'm excited. It's a pleasure. I really do enjoy this. I enjoy what I do. I enjoy teaching and training and mentoring. So I will see you. It's already 1 minute over. So I will see you tomorrow on the bonus session. All right. Bye for now. Catherine, want to sign up for the VIP? Okay, let me stop recording.
Excellent. You did very well.